Welcome back. This weekend, we've been talking a lot about state unions throwing their weight into the race for governor. Last night, we interviewed the president of the state's largest single union, part of the National Education Association, about why it's now endorsing Bill Walker. And it followed in the footsteps of the state's largest collection of labor organizations, Alaska AFL-CIO, which decided to back Walker on Friday. Joining me now to break down why laborers are favoring the incumbent is Joelle Hall. She's the director of operations at AFL-CIO. Thanks so much for being here.
Oh, my pleasure.
So let's talk about that, because as governor, Bill Walker has made some decisions that were pretty unpopular with labor. He canned two big mega projects, the Juneau Access Road, the Kinnick Arm Crossing, both of which would have created thousands of jobs. So why is he your candidate?
Well, on balance, if you look at the deal, the deck that the governor was dealt, I have to say that we look at things in the total. And in terms of response to the fiscal crisis, response to situations on the ground that we think bear the decision to can mega projects is the decision to save money to support other government services, which are also valuable to the workers and to the people of Alaska. I would say maybe those projects are on hold, and we look forward to doing them someday in the future. But when you're running a $4 billion deficit, that's probably not the best time to begin those projects.
So before AFL-CIO decided to endorse Walker, did you have a conversation about his receptiveness to other projects besides the gas line?
Oh, absolutely. I've been in conversations all along about a geo bond and working on projects. And, the governor comes out of the Teamsters and out of the carpenters. The governor likes to build stuff. His first job was building the Trans-Alaska Pipeline. We have of course, we expect the governor will want to build things. As soon as we have the state on fiscal footing, we can once again go back and start building Alaska. We're looking forward to doing that in the next term.
Well, Republican candidate Mike Dunleavy has backed the Juneau Access Road. Was there any conversation about perhaps backing him after the state primary?
When you look at an incumbent, when you look at a race, generally the first thing we try to determine is, should the incumbent keep their job? Are they worthy of a second term? And when we went to the delegates, it was clear that the delegates felt that the governor was worthy of another term, that he had done enough to earn that second term. So the Dunleavy support of the Juneau Access Road, one way or the other, while it's interesting, it's not germane to whether the governor should or should not keep his job.
So it sounds like you look at being an incumbent as sort of like a first guiding principle when making a decision about whether or not to endorse a candidate.
I think you have to look at the job an elected official has done and decide whether they've done a good job. And once they've decided to do a good job, then the question is, should they, if they have, then regardless of the partisan affiliation of the person seeking to replace them, you've taken the stance that they don't need to be replaced.
Well, the election isn't until November. Why endorse Walker now?
Well, we always do. We always endorse right after the primary. We have our convention 2 days after the primary, so we can make a determination now. And then that gives us time to reach out to our members and activate and educate.
Well, previously, the president of AFL-CIO had come out and encouraged Walker and the Democratic candidate Begich to team up. In endorsing Walker now, is that in any way a signal that perhaps you're wanting Begich to drop out of the race?
We really do hope that we can end up in a two-person race. There are discussions underway. We are trying to be as helpful as possible. We are concerned that Dunleavy's anti-worker stance is bad for our members, and so we really do hope that there will be a two-person race.
Why is Walker a better candidate at this point than Begich?
Well, he's a better I want to say we have a long relationship with both candidates. We respect them both greatly. They're both really wonderful men who have been good to us. But I'll ask it back to you. If Mark Begich had been in his second term and Tony Knowles decided to run against him, should we have abandoned Mark in his second term for Tony Knowles? We wouldn't have done that either.
All right, Joelle Hall. She is the director of operations at AFL-CIO. Thanks so much for being here with us today.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Now, all of the candidates in the race for governor have until September 4th to withdraw their name from the ballot. But so far, they all tell us they're staying in. While Walker has been endorsed by AFL-CIO and NEA Alaska, we should note that Begich has received endorsements from the Alaska Center and Alaskans Together for Equality. That's the state's largest member-based LGBTQ organization.